For those of you who haven't, don't worry, I'm gonna get you up to speed real quick. In How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the Grinch spent years watching the people of Whoville celebrate Christmas. He was the only green fuzzy person in the town. And essentially, this is what he thought. They're loud, they were buying stuff, they were decorating, they were celebrating. And to the Grinch, all of that joy looked performative. Now, this is very important. Stay with me. It looked like noise without depth, celebration without substance, which might sound a little bit familiar nowadays, but I digress. And in the movie, it makes it very clear that his belief was shaped when he was a young child. The Grinch tried to participate in Christmas by giving this young little girl a gift. He tried to belong, and instead he was mocked, embarrassed, and rejected by a whole bunch of little kids. And he was also a kid. So for him, Christmas was associated with him being humiliated, with him being on the outside looking in, because after this happened, he no longer participated in Christmas. So later, adult Grinch, if you will, decides to test his theory. And he says, if I remove the gifts, the food, the decorations, the noise, there won't be any Christmas. Because in his head, if the joy came from the items, then taking the items will collapse the joy. He's essentially saying they're materialistic. And we all know what happens next. He steals all the gifts from the people of Whoville. But this is the part of the story where everything takes a sharp turn and we gotta pump the brakes. Even after the Grinch steals everything, the people of Whoville still gather. They still celebrate. They get together and they start singing. The Grinch sees that and he's like, wait a minute, I stole the gifts and y'all are still happy. You're still joyful. So this ends up shaping his whole belief that, wait a minute, it wasn't really about the gifts then. Because for the people of Whoville, their joy, yes, did exist with the items, but it didn't depend on them. And I feel this is the part that gets misconstrued a lot. When the Grinch got proven wrong, he didn't suddenly hate Christmas gifts. He didn't say nobody shouldn't buy anything ever again. What changed is he understood where the joy was coming from. And because the joy didn't disappear when the gifts were gone, the gifts stopped being a problem. And now I want you all to think critically about everything I just said, because this ain't no movie. We ain't in Whoville. Now let's ask ourselves, what if we were to run the same test, but on ourselves, on our own society? Would we be like the people of Whoville? And I want you to keep everything we just discussed in your back pocket as we watch these clips.